Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show with your hosts LeeSilber and Ellen Goodwin. This podcast is short, fun, and jam-packed with good ideas that you can start using right away. And here's your hosts, Lee and Ellen.
Welcome to the Faster, Easier, Better show. I'm your host, Ellen Goodwin, along with my co-host,
LeeSilber. And let me tell you something. Too much.
You're kind of gabbing there.
That's what today's topic is about.
The gift of gab.
Yes, and it's not just for those people who already have the gift. Good for them. But if we're not blessed with the gift, it doesn't mean you cannot be good at conversations. And conversations is really what makes networking possible. And what does networking make possible? It's a shortcut to success. What is this show about? Efficiency.
Shortcuts.
Yes.
All the shortcuts.
So if you're wondering, how does this tie in? It ties in.
I like it. Well, tell me a little bit more.
The gift of gab is something that, if you really think about it, it's talked about, well, it's who you know. And a shortcut is get to know the one person that knows everybody.
Right.
So you don't have to meet a million people. You got to meet the one person that knows a million people. But you've got to win them over. And so if you were going to meet somebody that you don't know, that you're going to approach just cold, first of all, you go up to them with something, that will wow them, but not in a weird way.
Not in a weird way, no.
And also that it's not about you, it's about them. How can I help you? What can I give? Not what can I get, what can I give? And when you approach them, the gift of gab, I think, works better. And this is another shortcut. What are all the young people calling it? It's a hack.
It's a hack.
You're not a hack, but it's a hack.
It's a hack.
And the hack is that you should know a lot. No, scratch that. Reverse it. That's from Willy Wonka. You should know a little about a lot of things. So you know a little bit about sports. You know a little bit about, and by the way, politics and religion out.
Oh,
so you know a little bit about sports. You know a little bit about current events, music, movies, business, what's just going on.
Right.
And so you could talk about just about anything for a few minutes. And the best conversationalists are the ones that just ask a question and listen, and then ask another follow-up question. Now, at some point, they're going to want to know about you, because they're going to want to, we're trying to get them to help us, so we want them to know about us. But your first inclination is probably to speak, but it really is to listen.
Right, that whole silly thing, you've got two ears and one mouth. Use them appropriately.
Well, listen and silent are actually the same letters, just
That's
rearranged.
True.
So there's a lot to be said about, listening to what someone has to say, and then not thinking, what am I going to say next, because that's bad, but just thinking about, really being in the moment and listening. And then when they're done speaking, you ask another question or you comment on it, and there you go, you're off and running. And that's one of those things where people want success and they wonder, how do I get there quicker? What's the efficient way to make it to the top?
Gab.
Gab is yes. Gab.
I know.
Gab
Network.
To get somebody that can show you what not to do, can show you what to do, that can introduce you to people, that can get you where you want to go faster. So if you're a millennial and your goal is to get to the top before you're 24, this can help. Find an older, more wiser, experienced person and wow them with your listening ability, your knowledge of a breadth of knowledge of a lot of different things, and just, your willingness to give.
And I think that's the key thing, because as you're talking, it sounds like, okay, give it to me. But it's giving. It's being service to another person. You don't just show up and go, hey, I read all your books and now help me.
Actually, if someone tells me they read all my books, I would help them, because that would make me very happy. Sure, what do you need? You need some bus fare, taxi cab money, Uber money?
I've read all most of your books.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So I just was thinking about, efficiency. We always think about, well, how can I save time? How can I save, make the most of my time? And I think this kind of hits on both of those, in the sense that if you really are going to, first of all, force yourself to go somewhere alone. So you have to talk to people. And once you're there, just talk to, work your way around. It's like speed dating, but it's for your career. and be efficient in finding that person that knows everybody, and then make it known that you want to help them in some way, and listen to what they have to say, take their advice, be humble. And before you know it, they're helping you. Here's the thing. People who are uber successful have some sort of guilt. I'm so guilty. How can I help you? You can ease my guilt. Let me help you. And so let them.
Well, I would say, I agree with all that stuff, but if you go to a networking thing, you go into some sort of meeting, I think it's important not to go in with that mindset of, how can any of these people help me?
Yeah.
You don't want to go in and be that person that's like, "Hi, I'm Ellen Goodwin," and blah, 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 and just be in someone's face. The whole idea is, as you said, you want to talk to them, engage them in conversation, but without the ulterior motive of, I've zeroed in on you and you are the person that is going to help me.
You're exactly right. But, because you did it to me,
But
I heard you like,
did.
Lee, you're wonderful. But, Ellen, that's all great. But I have had this happen to me where you get cornered by somebody and they monopolize your time. This is about efficiency. That's not efficient.
No.
You are a lovely person. Here's my card. Let me get your card. I'll follow up later. But I'm moving on.
Exactly. Well, somebody told me this a long time ago, and I use this for parties, networking, things like that. When you get cornered, or you get in a group of people, and you're like,
Police, police.
No, it's just that you go, excuse me. And then you leave. You don't even have to, you don't have to say, "Oh, I see someone over there I need to talk to." No, you don't make an excuse. You just go, "Excuse me." And you walk away, because why not? I mean,
But
think
you
about
must
it.
say it with an English accent.
Well, that would be even better.
Excuse me, I
Excuse
must.
me. No, excuse me. And you walk away.
Mm.
So, that alleviates a lot of the guilt, that Jewish guilt you have. No, it's just, otherwise you're like, excuse me, I've got someone over there. I really have to go see. No excuse. Excuse me.
Good.
And excuse me, I think we're done here for today.
Oh, I've just been dissed.
Thanks for joining us. Come back again next week for a new episode of the Faster, Easier, Better Show.